7 places seniors should never visit after 65. Save your health. Hello, my dear friends. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Picture this. I'm sitting in my cozy armchair, a warm cup of tea in hand, ready to share some heartfelt wisdom with you. I'm in my 90s now, and let me tell you, I've seen a lot in my time. Places that took my breath away and others that, well, took a bit more than that. Today, I want to talk about something close to my heart. Keeping you healthy, vibrant, and safe as you enjoy your golden years. Specifically, I'm going to share 7 places seniors over 65 should think twice about visiting to protect their health and well-being. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for adventure. Traveling after 65 can be one of life's greatest joys. Exploring new places, meeting new people, and making memories are what keep us young at heart. But as we age, our bodies and needs change, and some destinations just aren't worth the risk. I've learned this the hard way, and I've seen friends and family face challenges they didn't expect. So, let's sit down together, as if we're chatting over coffee, and I'll walk you through these 7 places to avoid and why. I'll also share some safer alternatives, so you can keep exploring without worry. Ready? Let's dive in. 1. High-altitude destinations, e.g. Machu Picchu, Peru. Oh, Machu Picchu, what a stunning place. I remember dreaming about those ancient ruins perched in the clouds. But here's the truth. High-altitude destinations like Machu Picchu, which sits at over 8,000 feet, can be tough on seniors. As we age, our hearts and lungs don't handle thin air as well. Altitude sickness can hit hard, causing dizziness, shortness of breath, and even serious heart strain. Take my old friend George, for example. At 68, he was fit as a fiddle and set off for Machu Picchu. Halfway up, he started feeling woozy and had to be carried down by guides. It wasn't just embarrassing, it was scary. Doctors later told him the altitude put too much stress on his heart. Places like Tibet or La Paz, Bolivia, pose similar risks. Safer alternative. If you're craving history and culture, consider lower altitude ruins like Chichen Itza in Mexico, which sits at just 100 feet above sea level. You'll still feel the magic of ancient civilizations without the health risks. 2. Extreme heat destinations, e.g. Death Valley, USA. Next up, let's talk about scorching hot places like Death Valley in California, where temperatures can soar past 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Extreme heat is no joke for seniors. Our bodies don't regulate temperature as well as they used to, and dehydration or heat stroke can sneak up fast. Medications like blood pressure pills can make it even harder to stay cool. I'll never forget my neighbor Clara's story. At 70, she joined a tour to Death Valley, thinking she could handle it with a hat and water bottle. Within hours, she was nauseous and faint, and the group had to rush her to a hospital. Desert destinations like the Sahara or Dubai in summer carry similar dangers. Safer alternative. For warm weather, try San Diego, California, where mild temperatures hover around 70 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. You'll get sunshine and stunning views without the risk of overheating. 3. Remote wilderness areas, e.g. Amazon rainforest, Brazil. The Amazon rainforest sounds like a bucket list dream, doesn't it? But remote wilderness areas like this can be a nightmare for seniors. Limited access to medical care, rugged terrain, and exposure to tropical diseases like malaria make these spots risky. Plus, the physical demands, hiking through mud or enduring long boat rides, can be exhausting. My cousin Henry, bless his adventurous soul, tried an Amazon tour at 66. He caught a nasty bug from a mosquito bite and spent weeks recovering, because the nearest clinic was hours away. Places like remote parts of Alaska or the Australian outback have similar challenges. Safer alternative. If you love nature, consider national parks like Yosemite or the Great Smoky Mountains. They offer breathtaking scenery, well-maintained trails, and nearby medical facilities. For overcrowded tourist hotspots, e.g. Times Square in New York City. Now, let's talk about crowded places like Times Square in New York City. I know it's iconic, but for seniors, navigating packed streets can be stressful and physically taxing. The risk of falls, pickpocketing, or getting disoriented is real. Plus, the noise and chaos can spike anxiety or blood pressure. I remember my friend Margaret, 72, visiting Times Square during the holidays. She got jostled in the crowd, twisted her ankle, and spent the rest of her trip in pain. Other hotspots like Venice's St. Mark's Square or Bangkok's markets can be just as overwhelming. Safe alternative. For city vibes, try smaller, walkable cities like Savannah, Georgia, or Bath, England. You'll enjoy culture and charm without the crush of crowds. 5. War-torn or unstable regions, e.g., certain Middle Eastern countries. This one might seem obvious, but I've met seniors who underestimate the risks of traveling to unstable regions, thinking they'll just stay safe. Places with political unrest or conflict, like parts of the Middle East or certain African nations, are no place for seniors. Evacuation in an emergency can be nearly impossible, and medical care is often unreliable. My old colleague Tom, 67, once joined a group tour to a country with recent unrest, believing it was calm enough. When protests broke out, he was stranded for days with no way to get his heart medication. It was a wake-up call. Safer alternative. For exotic culture, try stable destinations like Morocco or Jordan, where you can enjoy vibrant markets and history with better infrastructure and safety. 6. Extreme cold destinations, e.g. Antarctica. BRR. Just thinking about Antarctica makes me shiver. Extreme cold is tough on seniors because it stresses the heart and increases the risk of hypothermia. Slippery ice and heavy winter gear can also lead to falls or fatigue. Even bundled up, frostbite is a real concern. My friend Dorothy, 69, signed up for an Antarctic cruise, thinking it'd be a once-in-a-lifetime trip. But the freezing temperatures left her joints aching, and she slipped on deck, bruising her hip badly. Places like Siberia or northern Greenland pose similar risks. Safer alternative. If you love winter beauty, try Quebec City, Canada, where you can enjoy snowy charm with cozy cafes and accessible walkways. 7. Poorly sanitized or high disease risk areas, e.g., certain rural areas in Southeast Asia. Finally, let's talk about places with poor sanitation or high disease risks, like some rural areas in Southeast Asia. Contaminated water, foodborne illnesses, or diseases like dengue fever can hit seniors hard, especially if you have a weaker immune system or chronic conditions. I'll never forget my friend Sam, 71, who traveled to a remote village in Southeast Asia. He drank untreated water, thinking it was fine, and ended up with stomach infection that took months to clear. Areas with limited clean water or health care, like parts of India or sub-Saharan Africa, can be just as risky. Safer alternative. For an Asian adventure, try Japan or Singapore, where sanitation is top-notch and you can enjoy culture and cuisine worry-free. Tips for safe travel after 65. Before I wrap up, let me share a few golden rules for traveling safely in your senior years. Check with your doctor. Always get a health checkup before a big trip, especially if you're on medications. Pack smart. Bring enough meds, a first aid kit, and a list of emergency contacts. Choose accessible destinations. Look for places with good infrastructure, like elevators or smooth walkways. Travel with a buddy. A friend or family member can make trips safer and more fun. Get travel insurance. Make sure it covers medical emergencies and trip cancellations. Well, my friends, there you have it. 7 places to steer clear of after 65 to keep your health and happiness intact. I know it's tempting to chase every adventure, but trust me, your golden years are too precious to risk. By choosing safer destinations, you can still explore, learn, and make memories without putting your well-being on the line. I hope this chat has felt like a warm conversation with an old friend. If you've enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button so we can keep sharing wisdom together. Have you been to any of these places? Or do you have a favorite safe destination? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay healthy, stay joyful, and keep shining. See you soon.